So, welcome to a new interview. Wow, how exciting. We're here at the Bachem 2022 fair, and I'm thrilled to be having Thomas Zimmer and Elmarie Herloff-Petersen here with me. Thank you for taking your time for this interview and leaving the booth briefly alone for a second so I can interview you and ask you some questions.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So, there are a lot of questions and topics we can talk about today, like your experiences as a long-term ISPE member, or the fair, or the working groups. But before we start there, I just wanted to ask you if you could maybe introduce yourselves, tell us more about your role at the ISPE, how did you start at the ISPE, and yeah.
I propose you start.
Okay, I will go first. So, my name is Elmarie Herloff-Petersen. I am the Director of Events for ISPE. I'm in charge of all of our events, all of the projects that surround the events. And how I started with ISPE is, I checked yesterday on my LinkedIn, and it's 15 years and 11 months. And I started through an association management company, and I was allocated to ISPE. It became my client. And through the years, I have grown through all of the departments up to the point where I am now. Thank you, Thomas.
Thank you, Elmarie. So, my name is Thomas Zimmer. I'm a pharmacist by education, and I did all my professional life at the company Boehringer Ingelheim, where I learned operations. That means development, production, engineering, quality, on different levels. On the level of operating unit, day-to-day business. The best school is the production, I can tell you. There you learn everything. And later on, I was also active in management as a plant manager in France. And then later on corporate level as president of quality, EHS and sustainability. So I have seen many things, and I cannot tell you which job was the most interesting job, but you can learn everywhere many things. Then it was the year 2013, late 13, when ISPE came. I joined ISPE in 2000. And ISPE came that we are aware of your early retirement, and could you help ISPE to develop in Europe? So we Americans, we like to better understand how industry works in Europe and how this complicated regulatory system is set up. And I said, okay, I have fun with networking, I have fun with the colleagues, and I have fun with quality and operations. And now I'm in my year number 9, and it still makes fun.
Nice, awesome. So thank you for introducing yourself. And Thomas, you were just in the flow, so I'm going to start with you. You had a long, successful path at your career in the pharma quality and sustainability. And I was just wondering, what would you say, how did the awareness has changed in the past few years and developed?
Now, first of all, I would say that the relation between regulators, authorities and industry has changed. It is now more open, and there is open dialogue, and this, by the way, is a function of ISPE to organize platforms, dialogue platforms for this open dialogue between regulators and industry. So people trust each other more, people tell each other, and the regulators say all the time, if you have a problem at industry, tell us. Yeah? But this is a certain emotional barrier to do this, yeah? To talk about own weaknesses. But there is growing confidence, yeah? And this is to the benefit of both sides.
Nice. Thank you for your opinion. And Elmarie, as you've already mentioned, you're already like 15 years a member at the ISPE, so congratulations for that. And you're already making the 16 mark, I can see it. But my question is, you're a director of events at the ISPE and you're working full-time there at the ISPE Europe.
Yes.
So what would you say is the goal of ISPE Europe?
So, just a small correction, I work globally, so I'm responsible for all of the events globally, but for Europe, what works for us is collaboration. Relationships, we've built tremendous relationships over the years. Since Thomas has started with us, year on year we saw the increase in collaboration, people approaching us to participate in our events, in programs, in projects. And I think that is the thing that has changed for me over the years, is this growing collaboration on what is industry, how can industry benefit from that.
Yeah, wow, amazing, amazing. And you both are working with our working groups, like very close. And lately a lot of for workshops, especially with the emerging leaders. And naturally, I as an emerging leader just ask myself, what would you say, what do we emerging leaders bring to the ISPE?
Youth,
A lot.
to start with.
A lot.
Yes.
I remember the year 2015 where we started with emerging leaders. We had a handful of people. Yeah? Today we have several hundred across Europe and also on an international level, and they developed a real permanent momentum. Yeah? These emerging leaders, they make a so-called hackathon, which is a famous format of, let's say, creative development of solutions for any problem in the pharmaceutical industry. Yeah? So basically, now in the context of digital transformation, what they prepare now for the next hackathon in the Vienna conference as a program is really fantastic. And I can only recommend to look into our website to see what it is in terms of digital transformation, good data management, connectivity of systems, everything.
For me, what I appreciate about the emerging leaders is that they push us, they push our boundaries. And what is really interesting is year upon year, or even event upon event, I see new names pop up. And that to me is really a great momentum that the emerging leaders create organically within themselves. It's word of mouth. We don't do a lot of marketing towards them, but this is growing, this momentum within themselves to push us, to push the boundary of where we want to go and what we need to look at. For workforce of the future, that's a topic that comes up every now and then now in our conferences, and it is because of the emerging leaders.
Yeah, and we engage them actively to be the track leader in a conference,
Yes.
or a moderator even, or to have any other active roles in interactive formats and sessions in the conferences or before or after.
Yes. Yes.
Wow. Yeah, this makes me very proud to hear as an emerging leader, right? Wow. So thank you. And my next question, Thomas, will be, you worked a lot of years in the industry, right? And worked for the ISPE too. So what would you say is the benefit of working in the industry and being a part of an organization like the ISPE?
There's just one word to say, networking.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
It is fantastic. You can meet your colleagues, you can discuss in peer groups, you can join communities of practice where other experts work. You meet in conferences top people in the industry you normally have not the chance to meet, because they have no time or they are disappeared between the walls of their companies. And last but not least, you have the chance to meet and to discuss with regulators.
Yes.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you the same question, what someone can gain by being a part of an organization like this?
To me, it's community. You learn from the community, you become part of communities, and eventually I do believe that these relationships are so strong that friendships grow from it. For me, I've made really very good friends over the years, even as a staff member. For me, that exposure. Thomas said something yesterday. Whenever you walk, there's several halls here. Every time you meet somebody new, you meet somebody that you wanted to engage with on a previous, and this is the time that you do it. And ISPE events also, we build this networking for our members and our participants.
Yeah, I cannot confirm more. I just started at the ISPE a past few months ago, and it's crazy how many people I already met throughout the months. And I'm so happy that I'm here. I can engage myself, I can develop myself, and you're so right. That's so true. So we're coming to the end of the interview, and the last question I am very happy to ask every person that I get to interview is, if someone's watching this interview and saying to himself like, wow, one day I want to do the same as Thomas or Elmarie, what would you give them as advice for their future?
I would say, look that you get and collect experience in the operational day-to-day business. As I said earlier, when you have the chance to join a company, look that you go into the daily business, in operations, in production, and from there you learn everything, and then you can expand your basis. You can go to quality, you can go to engineering, you can go to other functions. Don't forget IT. IT is an integral part in the future. It's no longer a service, it's a real partner. And I think the future will be that even in academia, in the universities, the educational plans will change, integrating knowledge and science from other functions, at least to understand the other side a little bit better.
Absolutely. I think I'm going to focus on more softer skills, because for me it is, don't be afraid to try new things, even if it is daunting. Step by step, this is how we all learn, this is how we all engage, and for me that's how I did it. I never said no to anything. I would think it through. I wouldn't be afraid to ask support or questions, and the other thing for me is always be kind to people around me, because that's the relationship that we build, and that's how we get to know each other on a more personal basis.
Okay. Well, thank you for your advices. Gonna implement them for myself too, for sure. So that's it for the interview. So thank you for your time. I will now let you go back to your booth again. For you, everyone, thank you for watching this interview. I hope you enjoyed. I'm going to link our LinkedIn profiles in the info boxes, so you can send us messages if there are any further questions. We're always looking forward to hearing from you or getting feedback. So yeah, thank you for your time again. Thank you for watching, everyone.
Thank you, Melisa.
Yeah, thank
Thank
you.
you for this initiative.
Yes.
Very
Thank you, anytime.
Yes, it's a pleasure.
So take care, everyone, and see you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.